Hi everybody, it is Kayla Rebecca. Welcome to my channel. I've been putting this off for a really long time and I decided can't do that any longer. I've had a lot of free time to think and now I decided it's a better time than ever to finally sit down, record a video, edit a video and put it out there. And if you are watching this right now, then I am thrilled because it means I actually did it. I didn't just record it and then let it sit collecting dust. I can't use any more excuses. This video is being made and now you are watching it. Thank you so much. Please enjoy. I did want to just start to talk about who I am and how I got to this point, and like the title of this video says, why I quit my job, how I made that decision, and knew that it was going to be the right decision for me. I was working at Home Depot part-time and I left there in December of last year. In December of 2019 was my final day. I had been working there for 2 years and a few months. It wasn't, I think 2 years and 9 months to be honest. So it was almost 3 years that I had been there. It was a job that I got out of high school and it was a great job. I had so much fun. I met so many amazing people and had such great relationships. It was really a very nice place to work. But after coming up on 3 years, after being there for a while, I was starting to feel tired. I was starting to feel uninspired while being there. And I quickly realized that I needed a change. I felt myself getting lazy and I felt myself not caring as much about the work that I was doing daily. I'm sure most workplaces have a fair bit of drama, and due to some things going on at work as well, I was starting to feel anxious. Certain people at work didn't like other people and management would be stressed about this or that. When I realized that work was starting to give me a lot of anxiety, I decided I need to really decide if it is worth it to stay in this place or if it's time for me to take a jump and really pursue my life creatively. And that's what I did. I graduated high school in 2016 and I took 2 years off. I was working as often as I could and I also decided to travel. I really loved traveling and I wasn't sure what I wanted to do with my life yet, so I thought it was a great time, better now than ever, to save my money and travel. So for 2 years I just worked and did what I wanted to do. Eventually I decided, okay, maybe I'll go back to school. And I went to college in 2018, September 2018, and it was a great time. It was a great learning experience for me. I decided I should take that step because I was very curious of, am I gonna love it? Am I going to excel in school? Because it had been so long. And I thought, why not? For 1 year, kind of get a feel from it. It's not too much of a commitment. I didn't want to go into a 4-year program or anything like that. So I decided 1 year, I'll feel it out, see how it goes. And I'm very glad I went into that 1-year program. It was a challenge for myself. I really wanted to commit myself to school. In high school, I wasn't the best student. A fun fact is that the only art classes I've ever taken were in high school. I think I took it for 3 years. I had art as an extracurricular and I think I almost failed every time. And not because I was terrible or the worst artist you've ever seen, not that I'm amazing, but I didn't finish anything. I was so stubborn and my art teacher can attest to that. I was lazy. If I wasn't overly interested in whatever assignment, I just couldn't bring myself to finish it. And sometimes I'd be 75% of the way through and then I couldn't bring myself to hand it in because I just did not care and I didn't feel like putting my name on this art piece that I didn't feel a connection to, that was just an instruction for me to create. It wasn't created out of passion. So I had a really hard time handing it in, putting my name on these things. And I realized art school was not for me. I kind of looked at myself like, are you a serious artist? You don't know much about art history, about painters, about every piece that's in a museum. Like, can you really call yourself an artist? But it's just not my thing. It's never been. Of course, art history is amazing to learn in art school, art classes. It's a great way to network. It's an amazing place for resources and to learn things you wouldn't be able to learn otherwise. But it's not for everybody, and that's okay. If you're an artist that hates art history, I'm with you, and you're still just as legitimate as anybody else. Backing up a little bit, going back to me being in college, I went there again. It was just 1 year, and I'm so proud of myself. I finished on the principal's honor roll, or whatever they call it. So I was able to prove to myself, yes, you can be a good student if you want to be, if you put everything into it. It was actually going back to college and being uninterested there that really gave me a push, like, you need to do something with your art, and you need to live a creative life. That is what you're meant to do. I'll never forget one day I was sitting in class. I was drawing a pointillism triceratops skull. I love it so, so much. It's one of my favorites. And my teacher came over, looked at it, and said, "Did you draw that?" Which is a hilarious question to ask an artist actively drawing something. But nonetheless, I looked up and I said, "Yep, it's in progress. I am drawing this." And he looked at me, and so honestly, he just said, "What are you doing here?" And he wasn't trying to be rude. It was a little bit blunt, but I think he genuinely was just confused with this skill that you have. What has brought you to be sitting in my classroom and not doing something with this? I think he was genuinely confused and curious, and to be honest, I didn't really have an answer for him. I was a little bit embarrassed that I've always loved art, and that I've always drawn and painted, and that I've never tried to do anything with it and never tried to make it my life. So I'll never forget that moment, and it gave me a little bit of a push. It was a great environment for me to really figure out that this is something that I can do, this is something I want to do, and maybe it's something I should do. Just after I finished my first year of college, I decided to open up an Etsy shop, and I'm really happy with that decision. It's been a great learning experience. It's been about a year now since I've had that Etsy shop, and I still can't believe that I've made any sales at all. Every time I get a sale, I'm still surprised. I'm still as surprised as I was the very first day. So in May, I opened up that Etsy shop, and I just put up a few listings and decided I'll see what happens. I'm really happy with the decision I made to put a little bit of money into this idea and invest in myself, which I think I'll talk about in another video, how I really decided to start my shop and the costs and what I needed to do to get it going. But I'm really happy with every decision that I made, and now seeing where I am now, I know that was necessary. Like the slow process and that learning process, you're not going to do everything right the first time, and you need that. You need to be able to look back and then reflect, okay, this is how I make it better. This is what I did that didn't work, and it just helps you in the future. It just helps you move forward. So a huge motivation that gave me a jump to, okay, you need to sell your artwork, is encouragement from people around me. Lots and lots of times, friends and family had asked me about my artwork. Thankfully, I was always pretty open with it. I know some artists are shy, they don't post their work online, or they don't talk about it very often. If that is you, I would really, really encourage you to feel comfortable with sharing your work. And it's really nice and important for you to get that feedback from others around you. The feedback that I got from friends and family was overly positive, and it was very, very encouraging. I started following art accounts on Instagram, lots of different people around my age that were living their life just as full-time artists, living their life just selling prints online, and it's turned into something they never imagined. I learned so much about how it's even possible to be a full-time artist. It always seemed something that was completely unattainable, and surrounding myself really just filling my Instagram feed with people living the life that I wanted to live was so inspiring. If there's another lesson that I can say in this video, it is use your social media to inspire and not to impress. It's something I strongly believe in. Your feed and what you are going to be consuming when you're scrolling through, really think about it. Really think about what information you want to be kind of feeding yourself, because it will reflect outwards from you in ways that you might not recognize. And if you make a change to unfollow accounts that make you feel bad about yourself, or that maybe stress you out, make you feel insecure or uninspired, and then fill it with pages that are very positive, you'll notice a difference, and it might help you creatively as well. I'm really glad that I made that decision, and I can't believe I was living so long completely unaware that it's possible. You don't need to be a starving artist. It's the best time now to be an artist because you have access to incredible numbers of people because of the internet. It is truly the best time to be an artist. You don't need to get your work into a gallery. You don't need to die and have your work live on past your death for people to recognize you. We have the internet now that we can utilize to reach thousands and potentially millions of people. So if you're an artist with paint and pencil, if you are an artist of photography, if you are a dancer, anything, whatever your craft is, now is the time to share it, and the best time to take a chance and make it a larger part of your life. So, like I said, I opened my art shop in May, but I quit my job at Home Depot in December. I think it was important for me to take that time to do both for a little while and see how it goes. My time frame was a few months. Yours might be a year. It doesn't matter what time you take, but take it seriously and don't completely jump into everything before you test the waters. It would be a very unfortunate situation if you had to regret your decision. So I would say to slowly go into it to know that you're ready. For me, like I said, I was saving like crazy. So when I realized I wanted to make that decision, I was in a comfortable spot, still living at home, and I knew that I had savings to support myself for a while and that I was still able to invest into my business if need be. So I kept working for a few months, and eventually, like I said, I wasn't feeling that great being at work any longer, and I just decided that it's time. It's the end of the year, and I can start 2020 completely fresh. If you end up quitting your job and pursuing a career creatively, and if things kind of don't turn out the way that you want, that's perfectly okay. And again, it's natural, it's part of the process. I didn't leave my job and then start making thousands and thousands of dollars from my artwork. It's still very slow, and I expected that. I was prepared for that to be part of the process, and I also was prepared to keep in the back of my mind, Kayla, you might need to get another job. And obviously that wasn't what I wanted or what I was hoping would happen, but I wanted to be realistic. And if you end up having to go back for a part-time job or something like that, don't let it completely discourage you from your dreams, because it could just be a slow process. It's really easy to compare your journey with everybody else's, but frankly, your journey may just be going a little bit slower, and that's okay. I'm also not going to sit here and say that it's going to work out for every single person, because I don't think that's the case either. But I do truly believe if you put everything you've got into it, you will be proud of what you've done. And it's really important, whether you make $1 million and it's your full-time career or not, it's important for you to know that if it's possible or not, for you to look back and not have a regret of, oh man, I really wanted to do this thing, but I never tried. Or I really wanted to travel and take photographs in Italy and sell postcards, but I never tried. It's that regret is what will get you. Failing at it isn't as bad as never trying and then always wondering if it would have been anything. So I guess that's a pretty good rundown of what's happened. I of me finishing high school, going to college, working, and then deciding I don't want to work anymore, deciding I want to start selling my art. I'm definitely going to go in depth in some other videos. If you have any questions or if anything was unclear, please be kind. This was my very first video. I tried my best, but you can definitely leave your criticisms down below in the comments. Please leave your questions down below. I would love to answer any questions that you have and clear some things up. Try to be as open as I possibly can. So if you have a question, don't hesitate to ask it. I would love to answer. I want to leave you guys with a cheesy but true expression that there will be no right time. You can wait forever and ever and ever, and before you know it, it's not possible anymore. There will be no perfect time to do what you're dreaming of doing. The best thing you can do is to start now. And that doesn't mean go into your job tomorrow and quit it, but take it seriously and don't ignore the dreams and aspirations that you have. Figure out a plan of how you could attempt to make them a reality and take it seriously. Don't ignore that gut feeling you have inside you, that desire you have to do something else. Don't ignore it. It's there for a reason, and it's important that you take it seriously and listen to it. You never know what could happen. So guys, thank you so much for watching. All of my links are down below, my social media, my shop, everything like that. If you want to reach out to me, again, please ask me any questions that you have. I would love to answer. I really genuinely want to say thank you so much for watching. It means so much to me. It's still crazy that I've actually decided to record a video and put it out there, but I'm so glad that I did, and I really appreciate every single person that sat through this video that I recorded in my phone on my bedroom on a Sunday evening. Thank you so much. Subscribe. There will be more videos. Leave any suggestions for videos that you want me to record down below. I don't know. Like, comment, what do they say? Thank you so much for watching. I'm so glad that I finally got this out there, and I'm so glad that some of you took the time to sit and watch this thing through its entirety. Bye guys. I can't wait, I did it. Oh gosh, what if I wasn't recording? Am I in focus? Oh fudge. Oh fudge, oh fudge, oh fudge, oh fudge, oh fudge.